Hello, welcome back to a special edition of Jimmy's Trivia. Let's get started. The rules are the same as always, although this week there will be several extra questions in some rounds, so make sure to save space on your paper or wherever for that. Here we go. First category, as always, in the news. Now, I've been working on this particular trivia for about 2 months now, so some of these questions are a bit old, but they're still relevant. Here we go. Your first question. While Canada undoubtedly enjoyed major success at the Tokyo Olympics, one Ontario city could celebrate more than most. In what city do Jessie Fleming, the soccer shootout extraordinaire, Damian Warner, world's greatest athlete, and Maggie McNeil, gold medalist swimmer, all call home? Question 2. What 21st century Will Smith movie recently was thrust into the COVID debate, with anti-vaxxers invoking it as a reason not to get vaccinated as they feared that the shot would turn them into the monsters from the movie, despite that not being a part of the movie at all? Question 3. After spending nearly a year in hospital, recently the tiniest baby ever born to survive went home. Born in China after only a 24-week pregnancy to the nearest ounce, how much did this baby weigh at birth? And as a hint, an average baby typically weighs between 6 and 9 pounds. 2 points if exact, 1 point if within 5. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the hint. Oh, shit. It scared the shit out of me. My phone's ringing. Don't care. Okay, continuing on. Question 4. Larry David, creator of legendary comedy shows Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm, made the news recently when it was reported he got into a verbal altercation with what famous attorney over that person's support of Donald Trump while both were visiting Martha's Vineyard? And question 5. Capturing the attention of social media for several weeks recently was the construction of pyramids of a common item, after which people would attempt to walk up and then down the approximately 8-foot tall pyramids without toppling. Yet due to the wobbly nature of the item, so many people injured themselves in the attempt that the social media app TikTok banned any future videos. Of what item were these pyramids constructed? And there's a bonus in the news question. What infamous criminal was recently recommended for parole after over 50 years in the California prison system? Okay, moving on. We're going to do movie category. It's called The Simpsons Go to the Movies. So I'm going to show you a clip from The Simpsons where they are parodying a movie, and you just have to tell me what that movie is. Here's the first one.
Stop jumping on me! I'm hurt!
Kids, once you get hurt, move aside and let other people jump.
Homer, this is terrible.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Okay, the next one.
Good Lord, it's coming up right behind him.
What the? No, no!
Question 8.
That reminds me. Didimo! I'm sorry, guys. We're shutting down for a while. Sorry.
Question 9.
Marge, what a lovely surprise. You're here to see me, right?
Of course.
And the last one.
Let's get in a quick 9 down at the pitching putt. Nettie? Nettie!
He's cheating on us! I'm scared! Come on, Ned, move this thing!
I can't! It's a Geo!
Guess he didn't see me.
Okay, moving on. The next category is called tyrants. So I'm going to give you a tidbit about a tyrant, all of which were ruled during the 20th century. Some of them might have spilled over into the 21st century. You just have to name who that tyrant is, and these are all, well-known ones. Here we go. Here's your first clue. Had the middle name Vissarionovich and studied to be a priest as a young man. Who is this? Question 12. Wrote a book titled My Struggle. Question 13. As a colonel in the military, helped depose the Western-backed Senussi monarchy in a 1969 coup, and as one of his first acts as leader implemented a forced deportation of the Italian population of his country. Question 14. Born in 1925 to a wealthy farming family and spent 4 years studying in France, learning to be an engineer. And finally, his 17-year rule was given legal justification through a 1980 plebiscite and was supported by the free market-oriented Chicago Boys. Okay, the next category is called bands by another name. I'm going to give you a name of a band that is not the real name. You just have to tell me what the band is. Here we go. Here's your first one. 5 Cents Change. 17, we have Ragged Gang. Question 18, LOL. Question 19, In Style. And finally, we have Fred Gwynne's iconic characters, Reclusive People. Okay, answers. In the news, so all those people, Jesse Plemons, Damian Warren, and Meg McNeil are from London. The Will Smith movie that was hilariously brought into the COVID debate is I Am Legend. Question 3, the smallest baby ever born to survive was 9 ounces. Question 4, Larry David got into an argument with Alan Dershowitz. So this social media craze where people built pyramids and then would fall over and hurt themselves. They were building pyramids out of milk crates. And finally, the infamous criminal in the bonus question is Sirhan Sirhan, the man who assassinated Robert Kennedy. Simpsons, those clips, the first one was a parody of Gone with the Wind. Then we have Alien, The Deer Hunter, An Officer and a Gentleman, and Terminator 2. Tyrants, the person with the middle name Vissarionovich, that's Joseph Stalin. My Struggle is probably better known as Mein Kampf, that's Hitler. Question 13, colonel in the military deposed the Senussi monarchy is Gaddafi. Born in 1925 to a wealthy farming family and spent time studying in France, that's Pol Pot of Cambodia. And person supported by the free market Chicago Boys, and that thus very basically fascist anti-communism. This is Augusto Pinochet. Bands by another name, 5 Cents Change, that's Nickelback. Ragged Gang is Motley Crue. LOL is LMFAO. In Style is En Vogue. And Fred Gwynne's iconic character is Herman Munster, so his reclusive people are Herman's Hermits. Okay, let's move on to round number 2. This first category is called Uberfacts. I follow a social media account called Uberfacts, and they deliver cool facts. So I took several of those and turned them into questions. Here's your first one. In 1994, what world leader got drunk while on a visit to the White House and was found by the Secret Service wandering the streets nearby looking for pizza? Question 22. In 2013, an airline flight was forced to land because a passenger would not stop singing I Will Always Love You by what artist? Question 23. In what country is sarcasm illegal because the leader is worried that people are making fun of him? Question 24. What actor has used the word motherfucker in 27 different movies? Question 25. Boanthropy is a psychological disorder where the sufferer, the most famous of whom was King Nebuchadnezzar, believes they are what type of animal? Bonus question number 1 for Uberfacts. Soccer superstar Cristiano Ronaldo was named after what 20th century world leader? And bonus question number 2. What is the smallest city in England? Okay, the next category is called Know Canada, K-N-O-H, Canada. So I have a booklet or a book of cool facts about Canada, so this is kind of basically like Uber Facts, but just all about Canada. Here we go. Here's your first question. With over 20,000 spots and servicing a major Canadian attraction, what Canadian city has the largest parking lot in the world? Question 27. Released in 1851, what animal was featured on the first Canadian stamp? Question 28. Nicknamed the City of Rainbows and with a population around 15,000, what regal-sounding city gets the most rain in Canada, receiving over 2.5 meters annually? Question 29. The city of Lloydminster has the unique distinction of being the only Canadian city to straddle a provincial border and thus is in 2 provinces. What are these 2 provinces? This is a 1-point question. And your last question in this category. Built near Annapolis, Nova Scotia in 1984 and generating enough electricity to power 4,500 homes when operational, what natural source of power does the Annapolis Royal Generating Station make use of? The only such power plant in North America. Okay, the next category is called Does the Pope Wear a Funny Hat? No points for the answer to that question, but these are questions all about the Pope. When a new Pope is selected, is black or white smoke seen at the Vatican? Question 32. In what 21st century year did Pope John Paul II die? Question 33. What is Pope Francis's real first name? Is it Francis, Gustavo, Jorge, or Ramon? Question 34. What number Benedict was the most recent Pope Benedict? And your last question in this category. Speaking of Pope Benedict, he was made a cardinal in 1977 by the Pope at the time. What was his name? The Pope, that is. Okay, last category for round 2 is called Before and After. So you probably might know how this works. If you've seen it in Jeopardy, I'll give you 2 clues, and you'll have to link them and come up with the answers. So I have an example here. If I told you the first clue was an iconic movie spy, and the second was a word meaning to put someone in chains. You have a movie spy is James Bond, put someone in chains is bondage. So your answer is James Bondage. Here we go. Here's your first one. A Beatles album released in 1967, plus the first single from Wings' third album, which is also the name of the album. Question 37. Literary figures Jacob Ludwig and Wilhelm Karl, plus a city one would almost certainly have to drive through to get from Toronto to Lincoln. And this one is a bit of a cheat because there's an extra letter on one side, but it doesn't change the answer phonetically. And with that being said, there is a bonus to this question. The answer to the clue for this question is actually the name of a 2016 film that you probably didn't see, starring what popular comedic actor? Question 38. An actor who played Gomez Addams plus an actor who played the runaway bride. Question 39. A corporate slogan meant to raise awareness of mental health issues plus an idiom meaning to speak frankly or to speak about business that you would be forgiven for thinking it was about Thanksgiving. And your last one. An idiom meaning to not be able to recognize one person, usually a man, from another person, also usually a man, plus a Canadian Olympic champion and MP from Milton. Okay, let's do the answers for round 2. Uber facts. So in 1994, the world leader that got drunk and was looking for pizza, that's Boris Yeltsin. Airline flight was forced to land when they're singing I Will Always Love You. That is a song by Whitney Houston. 23. Sarcasm is illegal in North Korea. The actors use the word motherfucker in 27 different movies. That's Samuel L. Jackson. Boanthropy is a psychological disorder when someone believes they are a cow. I also accept ox. The bonus one is Cristiano Ronaldo is actually named after Ronald Reagan. And the smallest city in England, if you have St. David's, which you won't, you can give yourself a point. But the answer I was really looking for is London. You can look that up for yourself as to why that's correct. The city of London or something. Canada, the largest parking lot in the world, services the West Edmonton Mall in Edmonton. In 1851, the first Canadian stamp featured a beaver. The city of rainbows that gets the most rain in Canada, that's Prince Rupert. Lloydminster straddles Saskatchewan and Alberta. And the Annapolis power plant generates power from the tides. And is the only power plant in North America to do so. The Pope, when a new Pope is selected, you see white smoke. Pope John Paul II died in 2005. Pope Francis' real name is Jorge. Pope Benedict, the recent Pope Benedict, he was Pope Benedict XVI, and he was made a cardinal by Pope Paul VI. Before and after Beatles album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band meets Band on the Run. So Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band on the Run is the answer. Jacob Ludwig and William Karl are the brothers Grimm, and to get from Toronto to Lincoln, you almost certainly had to drive through Grimsby. So you get the brothers Grimsby, which is the name of a 2016 movie starring Sacha Baron Cohen. So, an actor who played Gomez Addams. In the movie, Gomez Addams was played by Raul Julia, and the runaway bride was played by Julia Roberts. So you get Raul Julia Roberts. Corporate slogan meant to raise awareness of mental health. That is Bell, let's talk. And the idiom I was referring to is let's talk turkey. So you get Bell, let's talk turkey. So an idiom meaning not to be able to recognize one person from another. That's I don't know you from Adam, or don't know you from Adam. And the MP for Milton is Adam Van Couverden. So you get don't know you from Adam Van Couverden. Okay, let's move on to category 9. So this one, usually I do give me 5, but I realize this question actually has 6 answers, so Why not give you a chance to get all 6? So this category is called Give Me 6. So, because of the abrupt and stunning end to the decades-long war in Afghanistan, that country has been in the news very often recently. Other than India, whose border with that country is disputed, name all 6 countries that border Afghanistan. So, moving on to the next category, since that is a whole category. Next category is called the Titanic. I finally got around to watching this movie, and I wrote it inspired a category in trivia. Here's your first question. When the Titanic sank, was it journeying from Europe to North America or from North America to Europe? Question 47. Played by Kathy Bates in the 1997 movie, what unsinkable passenger inspired both a Broadway play and a film in the 1960s with her survival story as a passenger on the Titanic? Question 48. Everyone knows that the Titanic sank in 1912, but what month of the year was it when the ship went down? Question 49. What is the name of the prized jewel from the 1997 movie Titanic worn by Rose that serves as the impetus for much of the film? And lastly, sharing the name of a mountain range in Central Europe, what was the name of the ship that first came to the rescue of the survivors of the Titanic, although for many tragically too late? Okay, next we have general knowledge. First question, what does the word Quaker Wodger mean? Is it a wooden puppet on strings, someone who vacillates excessively when making a decision, or a 19th century census taker? Question 52. What term common for those who like food, when translated to English from French, means outside the work? Question 53. If someone has the nickname Gunny, what branch of the U.S. military did they serve in? Or do they serve in? No, it's did they serve in. Question 54. The Malice at the Palace, an infamous fight between NBA players and fans at the Detroit Pistons home court in 2004, occurred with what opposing team? Question 55. After surviving an assassination attempt in 1976, what legendary musician said, in justification of going on stage just 2 days later, "The people who are trying to make this world worse are not taking the day off, so why should I?" And there's a bonus general knowledge question. What monstrous band sang this song?
Let me try with pleasured hands to take you in the sun to promised lands, to show you everyone. It's the time of the season for love.
Okay, moving on to 3-pointers. The city of Ciudad del Este is a unique one in the world as it straddles 3 countries. Of what 3 South American countries is Ciudad del Este either in or border? Question 57. After the U.S., which finished with 39 gold medals, which 3 countries finished with the most gold medals at the recently completed Olympics? Question 58. Name any of the subtitle names for the various Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Question 59. Name any of the musicians who died in the tragedy known as the day the music died. And your last question for this trivia is, what are the 3 most expensive transfer payments for a player in association football history to date? As a hint, 2 players are South American and 1 is European. Okay, let's take up the answers. So, the 6 countries that border Afghanistan in alphabetical order are China, Iran, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and assholes Uzbekistan. Question 42. When the Titanic sank, it was journeying from Europe to North America. Or sorry, 46. Question 47. Kathy Bates in the movie played unsinkable Molly Brown. The Titanic sank in April of 1912. In the movie, the prize jewel worn by Rose is called the Heart of the Ocean. And the ship that first came to the rescue of the survivors, although most of them are already dead, was called the Carpathia. General knowledge. Quacker Wadger is a wooden puppet on strings. Outside the work, when you translate it from English to French, that's hors d'oeuvres. If your nickname is Gunny, then that means you served in the Marines. The Malice in the Palace was a fight between the Detroit Pistons, their fans, and the Indiana Pacers. The musician who said this quote after surviving an assassination attempt, that's Bob Marley. And that song that you heard was played by the Zombies. 3 pointers. Ciudad del Este straddles Paraguay, Brazil, and Argentina. At the most recently completed Olympics after the U.S., the countries with the most gold medals were China, Japan, and the United Kingdom. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies, there are 5 of them. Their names are The Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, On Stranger Tides, and Dead Men Tell No Tales. 59, those musicians who died on the day that the music died are Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. And the most expensive transfer payments to date are from South America, Neymar, from France, Mbappe, and someone named Coutinho. So that's trivia for this week. Hope you had fun.